In today's video, I'll be showing how you can get this v-neck design on your dress. You go straight to the cutting of the fabric you want to make use of, and my shoulder slant on this v-neck, any v-neck I make, the front goes down by 3 inches, normal 3 inches, then I add like 2.5 at the back. I don't use 3 inches on v-neck. For some reason, I tried using 3 inches, it didn't come out well. So just try using 2.5 and thank me later. So after all that, here is my cutting process. I don't know about you, but that's by the way. The measurement I'm using, like from the center front to that point I measured, was about 7.5, and from here now it was about 3.5 inches. So after everything, I have to pick my ruler and make that straight line, that curved straight line. You see, it's giving me a V shape, but I'm not going to cut that V shape. I'm going to use this French curve. This part is very, very important. When you miss it, your neck will be messed up. You see, I have to make that curve. Then after everything, it's just for the sake of this lecture, that's why I'm using this French curve. By the way, I don't even know how to. I know sabi use them, so I'm not really good on all this curve. I just do my normal, yes, but I have to learn it and do it for you. So you just curve it this way, and you see what I'm doing. You cut it off. Remember, the total length was about 7.5, then the width was 3.5 inches. Then I used my French curve to get the tiny. It's not about half. It's not about half inch. I'm not sure it's about half inch. But when you miss that particular curve, your neck is messed up for it. So at the end of the day, here is it. Pardon my cutting. You can do the way we have different t-shirts, So, but this is how I do my cutting. And I know you might not understand some steps, but just get the basic and get the knowledge I'm trying to pass through. And after all that, when you join the shoulders together, like I'll just pick a fabric I want to make use of, then I bias it. And please, I know my video is running, but you should make sure that the both side is about 2 inches. And after, you just open it the way I did. You press open it just the way I did, and don't forget it should be biased. This particular this thing I'm doing is biased, so make sure yours will be biased to get my result. So after all that, just iron it. Your name should be Mr. or Mrs. Ironing here. After all of that, you just grab your hemming gum and fix it in the way I'm doing it. I'll use like about 2, double it 2 times. You just press it down and make sure it comes, like you will hit it up very well, just the way I'm doing it. You hit it up, and you pick your shock. You remember, we are using the neck. We want the width of the neck to be like about 1 inches, and we already got our half inches with the other fabric, so we are looking for our half inches with that other brown fabric. So from that brown fabric, we're going to add a seam allowance, making the measurements total of 1 inch. Then when we take off our half inch seam allowance, it will be left with half inch. That's making it 1 inch half inch up, half inch down. So, and after everything, you have to go to your sewing machine and you flip your clothes. You're sewing from the back. You see, the front. You see this design. The front part is facing up. You see what I'm doing? Yes. So you just sew it all around, and you be careful and maintain your half inch seam allowance all around the neck, just the way I'm doing it. You be patient. You calm down. Do the cams. You calm down and maintain your half inch seam allowance. And at the end of the day, here you can see the shape of our neck. You just have to, you see, and before sewing this thing, make sure you have like about more than 2 inch allowance, so that after everything you'll be able to close it this way. You're getting me, right? If you're not getting me, you make mistake and losing it. So you have to do it this way and just stitch it up like I did. You stitch it up and you weave it. I didn't weave it. After everything, you have to just go and weave it, and that's all. So after all the long story, I had to come and iron it, and here is the shape of my neck.